Judge, I filed an amendment this morning, making one change in the original motion.
Okay, let's get Broderick Phillips, please. And I will pull that in.
I don't know if the court has it yet or not. Kelly said she hadn't had a chance to really look since it was this morning.
Second amended.
That's it.
Mr. Kimler, do you need a copy?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll tell you, the only change is count one, possession of controlled substance, penalty group four, to possession of dangerous drug.
Yeah. That's the Have you alleged that there's a proto?
No, we didn't because we have no reports. There was seeds at the jail. I looked at that. I didn't know. They didn't, they some of them.
Well, the cop's supposed to be. I went through that on a case actually, because it's not, the jail guy found it, but then he hands it to the cop to move.
I didn't even hear from like that person.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't make sense. That's why.
Thanks.
What's really help us in the.
All right. So I have the second amended motion printed out. Mr. Kimler has a copy of it. Mr. Nichols has let us know the change. There have already been pleas. Well, first of all, this is 23 DCCR 1528, and sir, you Broderick Phillips.
Yeah, wow.
And Mr. Phillips is on probation for unlawful possession of a firearm by felon, a third-degree felony. That was a 10-year sentence that was probated for 5 years. We were previously in court, and Mr. Phillips entered pleas of true to counts 1 and 2. That's not correct.
Your Honor, I have not true to counts. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have not true to counts 1 and 2, true to 3, true to 4, not true to 5, not true to 6.
let me pull this up because the updated pre-sentence report definitely does not have that correct.
You see a problem with count one?
That would
So you see a problem with count one? You see a problem? It's pretty high. You got the same cassette?
So I've got pleas of true to the original motion to revoke. So there was a first amended and a second amended.
Yeah, Judge, I made an error in the first one, and just filed a second to be.
So are there new allegations or was it just a?
No, Your Honor, the substance issue is promethazine. And in certain forms, it's a penalty group 4 without anything added, without any codeine added to it, it is a dangerous drug. So I amended in the attempt to clear that up.
Okay,
No
so,
codeine in the lab.
There's no codeine.
so he originally pled true to count 3, failing to report, count 4, failed to report immediately the arrest from July 4th of 2025, and then 7 and 8, providing verification of performing community service and being at a location other than his residence. And there's no additional counts. It was only a change with regard to the wording in count 1, correct?
That's correct.
And he's already pled not true to that. Does that change his position, Mr. Kimler, with regard to count 1?
No.
Okay, so we can go ahead and go forward with the hearing. I've received an updated pre-sentence report. Have you both had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Any additions or corrections to the report?
No, Your Honor.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, and
Other
so
than what we covered with it.
I've also have received a character letter by email back in November that Mr. Kimler sent, and you have a copy of that, Mr. Nichols?
I believe that was sent to me as well. Did it?
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Nichols, do you have witnesses?
I do, Your Honor.
You may call your first witness.
And Your Honor, in the interest of her schedule, with my lab analyst flew in from the Dallas area today. I was just, with the court's permission, I'd like to put her on out of order.
That's
So
absolutely
she can
fine.
make sure she catches a return flight this evening.
You don't have any objection to that,
No.
do you? All right. And what is her name?
Marissa Smith.
Marissa Smith.
Marissa Smith.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi,
If you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You can have a seat right there. If you'll just kind of pull that microphone over a little bit. Okay. I'm not sure if it's on. If there's a button on something.
It's green now.
Okay, perfect. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you give your full name to the court reporter, please?
So my full name is Marissa K. Penny Smith,
And would you spell it?
Marissa Kay, Penney Smith.
And
It's working.
should I call you?
It's green. There now.
Yeah, there we go. And Marissa, do you prefer to be addressed as doctor for court purposes?
That's fine.
You do have a PhD, correct?
I do.
So I'm gonna call you Dr. Smith, is that all right?
Yes, that's fine.
Dr. Smith, could you tell the court about your educational background and your training and certifications?
Yes, so my educational background is a bachelor's in chemistry and a doctorate in chemistry. And my training for this role specifically was 20 weeks of training in-house at NMS Labs, which involved lectures, readings, assignments, practical mock casework, real casework, and then a competency at the end
And how long have you worked as a forensic analyst?
for 4 years.
What degrees do you hold?
A bachelor's and a doctorate in chemistry.
You work for an entity known as NMS Labs, correct?
Correct.
Is NMS Labs an accredited lab?
It is.
What types of accreditation do you hold?
We have an ANAB accreditation, and then we're also accredited by the Texas Forensic Science Commission.
And what do you do for your day-to-day job?
So currently I'm the training specialist at NMS Labs, but I also am responsible for casework. And so that would involve opening, describing, weighing, performing presumptive and confirmatory testing, writing reports, and then testimony as needed.
And so in relation to the case today, is it common for NMS to have requests from regional crime labs to do testing for them?
Yes, we provide testing for labs like Jefferson.
They essentially outsource it to y'all to get it done quicker, correct?
Correct.
Let's see.
Mr. Nichols, before you go much further, I just want to make sure, on the motion on count one, it reads committed.
Mr. Kenmore pointed out to me 5 seconds, or just a while ago, and I forgot to address it, Your Honor.
Okay,
Is there an objection for me to amend to
No objection.
possession of?
possession of,
Thank you both.
I'll make that. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt. I just,
Mike out.
Wait, Jen.
thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mr.
Thank you,
Nichols.
Your Honor. I'm sorry that Mr. Kenmore pointed that out to me and I didn't address it. Now, Dr. Smith, I'm going to show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 3. This item, can you identify, you see, I've marked State's Exhibit 3 here. Can you identify this for me?
Yeah.
And tell the court how you can identify it?
So two different things that I see are the sticker right here. This corresponds to our NMS limb system that we use. So it's a unique identifier, as well as my seal that I have up here that I would have done the day that I opened and closed the case.
So this item came into y'all's lab from Jefferson County Regional Crime Lab. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And as part of your job, you took it, you opened it, and what did you do with the contents?
So the first thing we'll do is always verify that it's properly sealed when I receive it from the client. And then when I open it, I will compare it against the submission form to make sure it looks like I've received what I was supposed to receive for the case. And then I do an inventory, decide what I'm going to be testing based on the protocol we have with the client. And then I weigh the evidence, perform presumptive testing, and then confirm my testing.
Did you perform testing on the contents of what's marked as State's Exhibit 3?
I did.
And for y'all's purposes, it is known as lab item number 3. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what is contained inside there?
So for this particular container, it was what appears to be a baby bottle with green liquid. And then there were two plastic bottles that have green liquid inside of them.
And did you perform testing on the contents of those bottles?
I did on one of them.
Which bottle?
The one that is labeled 3.1.
And what type of testing did you perform on the contents of?
So for this particular type of item, we would perform what we call a dual scan, which are two independent gas chromatography mass spectrometry tests.
And what did that indicate?
Both the tests indicated that this was positive, confirmed promethazine.
And is that what the label of the bottle says?
It is.
As you tested and as you analyzed it, was there anything else diluents or anything contained with the promethazine?
Nothing that's in the scope of our analysis.
So that's pure promethazine.
That's correct.
And pure promethazine, is that required to have a prescription by a doctor?
So it is a non-controlled prescription only substance.
Would it, under the Texas Controlled Substances Act, does it fall under the definition of a dangerous drug?
In my understanding, yes.
What was the weight that you tested
Do you have,
of promethazine? Do you need a copy of your?
if you don't mind, I don't want to. So the total weight the promethazine tested was a single bottle was 586.07 plus an uncertainty of 0.06 grams. And that is only the tested weight that has a net weight.
Okay, so the bottle you tested was more than several hundred grams of promethazine.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. As part of this case and under the same lab number, were you asked to perform testing on a separate item containing what was believed to be pills?
Yes, there was a second container with this case that had pills.
I'll show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 2. Can you identify this? And can you tell the court how you can identify this, State's Exhibit 2?
So similar to the last one, there is a unique identifier on this container that corresponds to the LIMS number. And then there's also my proper seal when I opened and closed the case on the day I analyzed it.
And again, you see your initials and you recognize that item.
Yes.
And is it in both of these, do they contain initials and sealing tape from the Jefferson County Regional Crime Lab and the originating agency?
Yes.
Okay. What was contained inside State's Exhibit 2?
So there's two populations of tablets inside that second container.
And what you had as I think 2.1, is that correct?
Correct.
What did you do to the item 2.1? What testing?
So for pharmaceutical tablets, we perform a Pharm ID, which is just using visual identification. And then we perform a GCMS scan, which is similar to the other item I tested to confirm the identity of the tablets.
And what did your testing indicate 2.1 to be?
It was presumptive for oxycodone and it was confirmed oxycodone after the last test.
Can you give me the weight of the oxycodone that was tested?
So I tested a single tablet and it was 0.12 grams plus or minus 0.06 grams for uncertainty.
And what was the total weight of the tablets that were presumed to be oxycodone?
The entire population was 1.13 grams plus or minus 0.06 grams.
And the second type of pill contained in that exhibit, did you perform testing on it as well?
I did.
And can you tell me those results?
So it's the same type of testing. The visual identification was presumptive for carisoprodol, and the confirmatory test confirmed that identification as carisoprodol.
And carisoprodol is commonly known as Soma, is that correct?
I'm not familiar with the common name for it, just the pharmaceutical identification.
And Start with the is it oxycodone or oxycontin?
Our farm identification is going to only have the active ingredient, so it's gonna be oxycodone.
Oxycodone,
Mhm.
oxycontin's a trade name, right?
It would be, yeah, a brand, you get from a certain company.
Oxycodone, is that classified as a controlled substance?
It is.
Do you know what penalty group it would be?
So, can I refer to the ones?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On the back, second page, the reference comments indicate it's a PG1 substance in Texas.
And the carisoprodol, is that considered a dangerous drug under the same set of laws?
No, it falls into a penalty group,
Which penalty group is that?
PG3.
Penalty group 3. And what was the total weight of the carisoprodol that you analyzed?
So the tablet that I tested was 0.48 grams plus or minus 0.06. And then
And what was the total untested that
The-
presumed to be carisoprodol?
the total population weight was 3.40 grams plus or minus 0.06 grams.
Okay. And once you're done with testing these items, what happens to these items?
So once all of my testing is complete and we issue the report, our evidence processing coordinates the return of this evidence to the client that we received it from. So in this case, that would have been Jefferson Regional Crime Lab that it would have gone back to.
And is your testimony to the court today that the contents of State's Exhibit 3 are several hundred grams of pure promethazine,
That's correct.
and the contents of State's Exhibit 2 are several tablets of oxycodone and carisoprodol?
That's correct.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Mr. Kimler?
Am I correct in understanding your lab is a private lab,
We are a private lab, yes, sir.
not affiliated with any governmental entity or controlled by any governmental entity, is that right?
We are not a government lab at all.
You're regulated by the state, correct?
We are accredited by the Texas Forensic Science Commission.
And who does the regulations, the actual, not the accreditation, but the regulations of the lab? You're not sure?
Can you rephrase that?
The regulations, like what state agency regulates the lab or is control of the lab itself?
So in our lab, since we are accredited by ANAB, we adopted their recommendations along with the scientific working group and some other agencies. But most of our regulations aren't going to come from the state of Texas. They'll come from a combination of ANAB, the Texas Forensic Science Commission, and a client-specific request.
So the Texas Forensic Science Commission is actually a state-run commission, is that right? Governmental entity or not? Or do you know?
I'm not 100% familiar with how the board gets organized. I know they are professionals in the forensic field, but I'm not sure of how they're organized or all of the details of that.
You had indicated you are accredited, is that right? Who was the accrediting agency?
So our main accrediting body is ANAB, which is a national organization, and then the Texas Forensic Science Commission, specifically for our analysts and our methods.
What is ANAB again?
It stands for ANSI National Accreditation Board.
What kind, I guess you have what is the GTS in there, the gas chromatograph, mass spectrometer equipment,
That's correct.
standard equipment that any lab should have, right?
It's the gold standard in seized drug analysis, yes, sir.
And how is that maintained, the equipment itself?
So we have a couple of different things we'll do. One is a daily check before we analyze any samples for a case. It has to go through a daily process. We also have weekly, monthly, and yearly maintenance that we do on each and every one of our
Is
instruments.
that conducted in-house or is that done by the manufacturer?
So we handle most everything in-house. We're trained to do that in training. And if we ever get to a point where we are unable to solve it ourselves, we would bring in an outside vendor to handle more advanced maintenance issues.
And you're comfortable testifying that on the occasion question, the gas chromatograph mass spectrometer is operating within the parameters of accurate testing, is that right?
That's correct.
Be clear, you don't have a specific recollection of actually testing the items that's been presented to you today. You don't specifically recall testing those, is that right?
Seeing the evidence, it is familiar to me because it is uncommon to get this combination, but it's not, if you had asked me beforehand, I wouldn't have been able to recall it off the top of my head, but seeing it becomes familiar.
So you do have some recollection of actually testing these items, a specific recollection that you have, is that right? I mean, not a perfect recollection, but you recall these items.
I do remember seeing them, yes, the promethazine.
How were they received? Via mail or courier, or how are they brought to you?
So this particular client in Jefferson does FedEx.
Okay.
And so they will submit that through FedEx, and then our evidence processors go through and they do all of the intake into our lab. And only then do I have access to the evidence once it's in our system.
And it's your understanding that's what occurred on this occasion, or you don't have any reason to think that it didn't occur in that manner, is that right?
As part of my case review, I evaluate the chain of custody for all of my cases, and I did on this one, and I don't have any reason to believe it would have been done differently.
And you retrieve these from a secure vault, secure location for testing, is that right?
That's correct. We have very limited access vaults.
And they arrived intact without any breaches or seals? Any kind of leakage, anything that would cause you to think that the integrity of the samples have been compromised?
Correct. Part of the opening process is to evaluate the integrity of the evidence. If it would have been questionable, I would have notated that in the case file and remediated the seals or notated how it came incorrect. But in this case, I didn't, so it was received correctly.
Which school did you graduate from?
Which one specifically?
Yes, your videos.
So I actually have a Bachelor of Arts and
Or
it's,
a Bachelor of Arts.
sorry,
So a Bachelor of Arts in chemistry, not a Bachelor of Science in chemistry?
correct.
Okay.
And it's from Texas Tech University. And then my doctorate is from Baylor University.
So you did a full 5-year doctorate program without a master's at Baylor? You don't have, you just have a PhD?
It's correct. It's a terminal program.
All right, getting back to the testing, which item did you test first?
I would have actually in this case aliquoted all of them or taken a sample of all of them at the same time. When I was opening it based on the protocol, I would have sampled the promethazine and both tablets at the same time.
Well, you wouldn't have run through the gas spectrometer, mass spec, would you, at the same time? I mean, those are separate tests.
Mr.
Correct.
Emler, can I stop you for a second? What is the relevancy of the order of what she did it?
Well, but she didn't test them all at once within the machine. I just was wondering, you tested just to start really which one she tested first, and I was gonna go through that in each test, really. So the order's not really important, it's just how it's gonna do.
So
the
get to
question.
what's important.
Which, as far as your testing, you test which one first?
So in this case, once I weighed everything, I would have taken a sample from 3.1, 1.1, and 2.1 and put them in separate test tubes. Yes,
Okay.
that would have been my next step.
Well, let's just start with the promethazine. Did you took a sample from one of the bottles, is that right?
Correct,
Not both of the bottles,
correct. Sorry.
right? And did you weigh both of the bottles with the substance in the bottle, where the weight of the bottle was included in the total weight?
So for both bottles together, I would have taken what's called a gross weight, and the gross weight does include, in this case, the bottles.
For the purposes of the calculation under the relevant statute, we don't include the bottles because they're not adulterants or pollutants, is that right?
Yes, bottles would not fall into adulterant.
Do you know what the weight of the liquid was in the bottle that you tested?
I do.
What was the weight of just the liquid itself without, not the bottle?
So can
Sure.
Absolutely.
from 3.1, which was the bottle I tested, the net weight of just the liquid would be 586.07 grams.
Sorry, what was it? 500,
And 86.07 grams.
so not milliliters, right? You're not doing milliliters.
Correct. We do not take the volume.
Okay. And so you ran through the instrument and it tested positive for promethazine,
It confirmed promethazine.
confirmed.
Yes, sir.
And you ran it through twice or just once? What was the reason for running it through twice?
So that comes from a recommendation for all forensic laboratories to do what we call 2 independent tests. That way we have a presumptive and a confirmatory in this case. Because I can't farm ID this because doesn't have a visual identification. So I would run 2 GCMS scans so that I have 2 independent aliquots from the same bottle to support the conclusion that this is promethazine.
So surely you're not doing a precursor test when you say a presumptive, that's the actual test itself, and then the same test to confirm what you got the first time.
Correct.
That's what I was thinking. And you're comfortable saying that that was promethazine total weight, adulterants and eludents 586.07 grams, correct?
Yes,
What about the second bottle? Did you do anything with the second bottle or not?
I did not, except for put a label sticker on it so that it was clear it was part of the population.
And is promethazine a dangerous drug, or what is that under the Controlled Substances Act?
It would classify as non-controlled prescription only, which is dangerous drugs.
Okay, so it's your testimony that promethazine, as you tested, is a dangerous drug in the Controlled Substances Act? I
I will testify to the reference comment on the report,
Okay,
which is the non-controlled prescription only substance.
all right. And the oxycodone, is that a dangerous drug?
No, it is a controlled substance.
Yeah. So. We don't have to worry about that, it's not a dangerous drug. I'm looking at the motion. What about the gastroprotol? Is that a dangerous drug?
It is a controlled substance.
Not a dangerous drug.
No, sir.
Right, there's a difference, right? Dangerous drug.
Mr. Kimler, she already testified to that with Mr. Nichols, and so
Wanna make sure,
you can make sure, but
because we've got a dangerous.
I understand, but asking her one time is enough
Right.
and then move on. If it's already been testified to, please.
All right, have a get your back.
Thank you. Mr. Nichols, anything else?
I have no other questions for Dr. Smith, Your Honor. I'd ask that she be allowed to be on her way. I know she has a flight to catch.
Any objection?
No objection.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. You're excused.
Thank you so much.
All right, you may call your next witness,
Oh, Amy Comer.
Amy Comer. Come on up, ma'am. Good afternoon. Yeah, please raise your right hand. You're good right there. Yes, ma'am, you're fine. Do you swear from the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can have a seat. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Would you give your full name and spell it out for the court reporter, please?
Yes, it's Amy Comer, and that's Comer, Amy A-Y.
And Ms. Comer, how are you employed?
I'm a forensic scientist with the Jefferson County Regional Crime Lab in Beaumont.
I'm sorry.
In Beaumont.
And you didn't perform any testing on the case we're here on today, did you?
No, sir, I didn't.
But I asked you to come so you could identify a couple exhibits for me.
Yes, sir.
Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 3. Can you identify this for me and tell me how you can identify it?
I can only identify the outer packaging based on the lab number and my initials.
Okay, and so this would have arrived to the Jefferson County Crime Lab from law enforcement?
Objection, lady.
Overruled.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're good.
yes, it would, sorry, our barcode is covered up.
Okay,
This is our barcode, and I can barely make out the lab number, but I knew that, oh, sorry, it's on the back too. Yes, this is our lab number and our barcode, and these are my initials and lab number.
okay. And so when this item came to the crime lab, it was not opened, or was it opened and tested by personnel at the Jefferson County Regional Crime Lab?
No, sir.
What was done with it?
It was placed in the vault after it was checked in, and I retrieved it from the vault when I was ready to do a worksheet when we were processing it to send it to NMS.
And sending it to NMS as a way of outsourcing testing of suspected controlled substances and drugs for Jefferson County to avoid a backlog. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, to help us out with our backlog.
And in this instance, you can identify the outer packaging and tell us that this came into Jefferson County Crime Lab and was sent to NMS labs. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 2. Can you do the same thing there? Can you identify that and tell me how you can identify that?
Yes, so this is our barcode, and it has our lab number, manila envelope, and then also our lab number, my initials and date from when I reported it as a no analysis.
And again, no analysis was performed on this exhibit or its contents by the Jefferson County Regional Crime Lab. It was sent out to NMS labs. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why do we do that? Why do we send out testing?
Well, in this situation, we have a very large backlog right now due to being shorthanded. So in an effort to try to keep cases moving, we were down to one analyst, myself, and we had to look to outsourcing, and we chose NMS. Other times it's for transparency. If there's a situation in the lab that maybe you can't be doing analysis at that time, it would go to NMS or another lab. But in this situation, it's our backlog.
And sometimes the request comes from my office, doesn't it?
It does.
And I
sometimes.
think in this case, I made that request.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if your notes reflect that or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Thank you so much for coming down. I will pass the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Mr. Kimler?
Your lab test, good.
That's- I'll take it. No, sir, I do not see our barcode, and I also do not have initials on it, and
Has it
it's
been
not in my
submitted?
worksheet.
Hadn't been submitted at all? Did you test anything in this case, right?
No,
Y'all
sir,
didn't test anything, right?
no, sir.
Did you receive the items back at the lab? Did you do that, log them back in or not?
I did not log them back in, but I have the chain of custody with me, and I know that a lab tech logged it back in when it came in.
According to the records, but you didn't do that personally, is that right?
That is correct.
Because he's been in the lab since when? When did it make it to court today, do you know?
When did it come
Come to
back?
court, but how did he get here today, or how long has it been in the lab?
It was originally submitted July 7th of 25, and
I'm talking about once he got back from NMS.
okay, and I can.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry. It was received back in the lab December 17th.
And who received it?
That was our lab tech, Rosalinda Torres. And it's been in our vault since it was checked out yesterday afternoon.
That's your total involvement, right?
Yes, sir. My involvement was pre-NMS.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Further.
Anything else, Mr. Nichols?
No, Your Honor, I'd ask that she be allowed to return to the lab.
Any objection?
No objection.
Thank you, ma'am. You're excused.
Thank you.
You may call your next witness,
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Patrick Sullins. Thank you.
Patrick Sullins.
Yeah. But it's been a while since I've read that.
Good afternoon, sir. If you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. You can have a seat right over here. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer, could you give your full name to the court reporter, please, and spell out anything if you think you need to?
It's Daniel Patrick Sullins.
And Officer Sullins, how are you employed?
At the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office as a patrol
Can
deputy.
you pull that microphone over?
Back over here.
Perfect.
Okay.
How long have you worked for Jefferson County?
Almost 4 years.
And then how long have you been a certified, are you a certified peace officer?
Yes.
How long have you been certified?
4 years and 11 months.
Was Jefferson County your first job in law enforcement?
No.
Where'd you work for?
Lamar University Police Department.
For, I guess, roughly a year?
5 years, 11 months.
Oh.
2 years.
And when did you start with Jefferson County?
In August of 2022.
Okay. And during that time, what kind of jobs have you performed for Jefferson County Sheriffs?
I've been on patrol the entire time. So every aspect of a patrol police officer.
Okay. Back in the early morning of July 4th, 2025, were you patrolling in Jefferson County?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall a traffic stop occurring shortly after midnight? So believe around 12:45 a.m. Friday, July 4th, or no, not on the 4th of July.
Yes.
What area of the county were you patrolling then?
I was in the mid-county area, traveling south on Highway 69.
Okay, and did you encounter a vehicle that you checked the registration on while you were patrolling?
Yes.
Kind of call that, do you remember?
It's a Chevrolet passenger car, gold Chevrolet passenger car.
Was there anything unusual about it or the way it was driving that caused you to run the plate?
Just late at night, I just checked the plate and the car in front of me.
Fair to say you're bored and while you're patrolling, you run plates.
Something to do while patrolling, sir.
Is that fairly common for you to run plates, cars nearby you while you're patrolling?
Yes.
And did you receive any information from calling in that plate that caused you to pull over?
They advised the registration was expired and the insurance was unconfirmed.
Okay, and is that why you pulled the vehicle over?
Yes.
And when you approached, who was inside the car?
The driver was Broderick Phillips. The passenger identified himself as Xavier Kane.
And did you, while speaking with the driver, did he maintain that he was current on his registration?
Yes.
And he indicated to you he had recently bought the car and everything was up to date.
Yes.
Did you check that out?
Yes.
Was he correct?
He was correct.
His registration was valid, wasn't it?
Yes.
But while you're making that interaction with Mr. Phillips, the driver, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
I immediately detected the odor of marijuana emitting from the vehicle.
And based on that, what did you do?
I had both occupants step out for a probable cause search.
Now, who was the other occupant?
Xavier Kane.
Xavier Kane. Had you ever met him before?
Yes.
Do you recall when?
This is several years prior on a separate traffic stop.
Had you ever encountered Mr. Phillips before?
Yes.
Was it when was that?
Several years prior on the same traffic stop where I met Mr. Kane.
You were involved in a traffic stop several years prior to this where the two individuals were again together.
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize Broderick Phillips in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you point him out for me telling something he's wearing?
He's right here wearing a gray and black striped shirt.
And Your Honor, may the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant, Broderick Phillips.
The record will so reflect.
And in the area you were patrolling, is that in Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes.
Do you know what city limits you would have been at the time, or is this kind of where things run together?
We would have started in Nearland and final stop was inside Port Arthur.
Okay. So once you're taking them out of the car, you stated you smelled what you believe to be marijuana. Is that correct?
Yes.
And based on that, did you search the car?
Yes.
Can you tell me what you found when you searched?
Located a blue backpack in the front passenger seat floorboard and then a black backpack in the rear passenger side floorboard.
So the blue backpack in the front passenger seat, would that have been, I guess, under Mr. Xavier Kane's feet?
Yes.
And then there was a black backpack behind that seat, in
Yes.
the rear compartment.
Yes.
Did you search those backpacks?
Yes.
What did you locate in the black backpack?
Black backpack had these two bottles of promethazine labeled in prescription bottles, then multiple packages, prepackaged, labeled as marijuana, presumed to be by me, and then a large bag vacuum sealed with a green substance that I believe to be marijuana. Several sandwich baggies, a large quantity of sandwich baggies, and a scale.
Do you recall what you located in the blue backpack?
I believe there was another scale in that one. Another scale, some more baggies, other things like that, some cash.
Are you familiar with Xavier Kane's criminal history?
No.
Do you know if he is currently on probation from the criminal district court?
Yes.
Do you know if he has a warrant for his arrest at this time?
Yes.
He does? It's
Yes.
okay if you don't know. I'm asking if you know.
Yes.
Okay, so Xavier Kane currently has a warrant?
Yes.
Okay. Did you, when you first noticed the smell of marijuana in that car, did you ask the driver, Broderick Phillips, if they had been smoking?
Yes.
What did he tell
I'm gonna
you?
object, Your Honor, at this time, because I believe if it's the point where he's attempting to elicit the defendant's response, the defendant was in custody and hadn't been Mirandized. So I object to the response that the defendant provided coming into evidence in the interruptee hearing as being a violation of his right to, or he didn't knowingly and voluntarily waive his right to remain silent.
Yeah, he was not in custody at that point. And I'll play a video if there's any question for the court.
That's overruled. Go ahead.
Let me clear this up. At what point did you ask Mr. Phillips about having smoked marijuana in the car?
Very early on a stop.
Was this before or after you had him step out of the vehicle?
Believe it was before. I say
At that point, was he under arrest with you?
no.
At that point, was he in handcuffs?
No.
At that point, if you had found nothing else in the car, was he going to be free to leave?
Yes.
Once you searched the car and you found the items in the black backpack, did you ask the driver, Broderick Phillips, and the passenger, Xavier Kane, who the backpacks belonged to?
Yes.
Did Xavier Kane take responsibility for the black backpack?
No.
Did Broderick Phillips?
Yes.
Same objection.
Overruled.
Now I'm gonna show you what I've marked State's Exhibit 3 and its contents, which are here on the counter. Can you identify the packaging for me?
Yes.
Do you see any marker or anything that you did to this?
Yes. My initials here and the date next to it.
Can you point that out for the court, please?
Initials, date.
And your initials are DS and the date is 7/4/25. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do you recognize this is the contents that you placed inside State's Exhibit 3?
Yes.
And they are bottles labeled as promethazine, aren't they?
Yes.
And you also found a baby bottle, is that correct?
Yes.
And do you commonly, in your duties as a patrol officer, do you commonly come across promethazine or other liquid drugs kept in baby bottles?
Yes.
Is that a common thing on the street for promethazine and or codeine to be in a baby bottle?
Yes.
And these were found inside the black backpack, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time I'll offer an evidence State's Exhibit number 3 and its contents.
Any objection to State's 3?
Your Honor, objection was obtained in violation of the defendant's right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure.
Overruled. State's 3 is admitted.
Show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 5. Do you recognize this item?
Yes.
And can you identify it and show the court or tell the court how?
My initials and the date here.
Okay, and what is contained in State's Exhibit 5?
It was scales and the sandwich bags, plastic bags.
These were Ziploc bags?
Yes.
Were they labeled in any way?
I don't recall.
Okay. But you took this into evidence and you sealed it up and placed it in evidence with Jefferson County Y'all's Property Division.
Yes.
And you recognize your initials and the date that you wrote. And you put the tape on here, did you?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, offering evidence, State's Exhibit 5.
The same objection was seized in violation of his right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure.
Overruled. 5's admitted.
I'm going to show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 4. Can you identify this for me?
Yes.
And how can you identify that?
My initials and the date and marker on the evidence.
Okay. And what is contained in State's Exhibit 4?
There's one large baggie with a green leafy substance that I believe to be marijuana and multiple prepackaged baggies.
And are they labeled?
Yes.
And what are they labeled as?
THC, various names for marijuana.
Street names?
Street name, yes. Sir.
Okay. Now, Your Honor, at this time, I'll offer an evidence State's Exhibit 5 and its contents.
Same objection.
That's 4.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. This bag is State's Exhibit 4.
Seized in violation of his right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure.
That's overruled. 4 is admitted.
State's Exhibit 4, which you believe to be marijuana, which is labeled as marijuana, has not been tested, has it?
No,
Not that you know of, and it doesn't appear that it has any lab markings or anything like that. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay. Once you located those items and asked who the black backpack belonged to, Broderick Phillips accepted that it was his. Is that correct?
yes.
At that point, was he placed under arrest?
Shortly after that,
Okay. Was Mr. Kane also placed under arrest?
yes,
When you placed Mr. Phillips Broderick Phillips under arrest, did you search him?
yes.
What did you locate on his person?
A large amount of cash.
Approximately how much do you recall?
Now,
If you need to refer to your report.
now, federal report.
Yes, sir.
It was $2,890 in cash.
2,890.
Yes.
Is that okay? And was that in his pocket? Or do you remember?
He had a large amount in various places, some pockets, some backpack.
Okay.
A large amount was in his pocket, yes.
And while you conducted this traffic stop and search and the arrest of Broderick Phillips, were you wearing a body camera?
Yes,
Was that body camera operating properly that night?
yes,
Did it make a true and accurate copy of your interaction with Broderick Phillips?
yes,
I'm going to show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 1. It's a thumb drive. Have you had an opportunity to review this today?
yes,
And you sat down with me and reviewed it earlier today, correct?
yes,
And is this a true and accurate copy of the recording made by your body camera the early morning of July 4th, 2025?
yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'll offer that at State's Exhibit 1.
Of the objection, but only for purposes of the hearing, Your Honor.
States one's admitted for, everything is for just purposes of this
Yes.
hearing. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Love to publish with the court.
Yes, sir. So
It's going on the audio.
well, we've got all three of the TVs
Okay.
play it. We're hearing it out of the TVs, not overhead. So if there's a remote, if you want, you could probably take one or two of them down. I don't know which ones. There we go.
There we go. I'll turn that down.
See if that helps. We might need to do both.
Okay, wow.
You make here, look, I was coming this way? Yeah. You stay in the car. Yeah, you just.
I think we're.
Oh, that's good. I guess I tried back to, 33 minutes on our
Just so we're clear, Judge, can you hear?
I can't, I'm trying to figure out what,
Cameron, you hear?
okay. Those speakers aren't plugged in or anything, are they right
No,
there?
Your Honor, not messing with that unless you want me to.
No.
Okay, we're good?
Mhm.
Okay, just want to make sure everybody can.
Get my there for. Good.
So that is yeah, they say fire back and put forward.
I just bought this car flower. I wasn't on my site to fire alarm. It's always wrong. That's my mother.
Got you got that.
Okay. Last tag receipt.
So. No, that's not the issue anymore. Those I never wanted to talk. I wanted this to go smoking then. Okay. Come on, hop out, you get the back. I get you up first, then I'll come around the other side and get that. Yeah, then you, go in the car. Okay. Hey, I got you, bud. I go up there now, so let her on, I can't ignore it. So. You got any weapons on anything like that? Drive a shower real fast. Make sure you got no guns and no fifteen stab, Oh, that's not hanging right. Right there, my last real quick. Okay, you might up that one real fast. Also, you got ID on you. Okay. That's fine, we can work through that. I'm still here, I'm sure it's still negative, so real quick. That way we don't just sit nowhere. It's still the same way, so. It was a lot of like, idiots nowadays, But. Alright, where's first name? David. Like, well. Where's that? I'll grab it for you. We're at for it. Just one right, one James. Or not one in the. Anyway. How long did you man? Alright, first day. Nice, and then. You know your social? 635-50-0084. Okay. First text, 34850674. Sam Phillips, first name Robert, boy Robert, Christian David, Edward Robert, I Charles King, date of birth 3/27/1996. Place to be named date of birth. Last name Kane, Charles Adam, Nora. First name Xavier. Date of birth 12/2/95. Take over all the way.
No. I ain't gonna be just huge. All it is, even if you got a little bit of marijuana in there, that ain't going to do it, and things for that. I mean, so, well, if you're not going to do it, and take it off, pay again, whatever. Well, you got a lot of everything. Well, it's the only marijuana to get called off for service. So, I've got nothing to say that. Well. Well, work on my marijuana, so. We only. We only can nothing to search, man. You can pull it out if you want. Yeah, I say, you see it over the 95. I got you. No, no. Stay there on front. I'm lost way. It's still. I'm gonna make it home. That's the problem with search two cars. You smell marijuana. So you already admitted to me that you smelled marijuana in the vehicle an hour ago. On body camera. So I said, you admitted to committing the crime. There we go. Stand over there. Move up the partner. Alright. Go ahead, sorry, right next to him. But we want this to start from.
We reach 24 minutes in. That's right. I'll move it up.
I mean, I wanna see what you need me to, but
Your Honor, this is about the 10.5 minute mark. My intent was to play it till about 23:24, which is about the point that he accepts responsibility for the backpack.
okay.
If you don't, if this angle, if the search doesn't help the court, I can forward through it.
I think the time is important due to the contention that he was in custody at the time the admission against interest or confession was made. Because I think this would belie the state's position that he's not in custody when that statement was made, that it made his backup.
I mean, I guess when the statement, I need to see closer to when the statement's made.
I'll move up to that, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Because it's about, I think, several minutes of just the search.
I don't object to going through the video faster though.
No, I mean, I don't, obviously he searched and found what he found. I wanna see, get to where there's, I'm trying to get you over to drug court.
You know what? You know, I was. Not SARS. Yeah, no, already started. Yeah, the PC service, so I don't know if we can break it open. Here's another way to open it. Well, you need to see the thing, I was all back there. You're not on there. Anything like that. Let's see if I can get it from the. Hang on, Ben. Okay. Alright. So this is black backpack policies. With you? Yeah, I can hear nothing. Yeah. Okay. So everything in that black backpack for you. You want this man to take that for you? You know he's on paper already? You know he's on paper already? You don't want him to take that? Who's he thinking? Everything's in that black bag, man. Behind your feet. What is their name? It means it's in your, it was brought into your seat.
And Officer Sullins, the individual who's in the middle of the screen, is that Xavier Kane?
Yes,
And Broderick Phillips is on the right, sometimes on his phone.
yes,
At that, just before this, did you ask who had the black backpack?
yes,
And did Broderick Phillips indicate to you that it was his?
yes.
Okay. At that point, had you made a decision to arrest?
Yes, but not which one.
You hadn't decided who, if both or neither.
Yeah,
Well,
both.
I guess somebody was getting arrested at that point, weren't they?
Somebody, but
Broderick Phillips
Still
was freely using a cell phone at that point, isn't he?
yes,
Okay. And regardless of, and in fact, you ended up arresting both of them, didn't
yes,
you? Xavier Kane has not been charged as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, Xavier Kane has not been charged formally with anything related to this topic. Is that correct, or do you know?
I'm unsure.
Okay. Judge, I think that's all I need to play for the court unless you want to see anything else. I will
Okay.
pass the witness at this point.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kimler.
Just to be clear, the traffic stop is predicated solely upon dispatch advising that the registration was not good.
Yes,
You didn't observe any traffic violations independent of the return on the registration.
No.
Do you have any understanding as to why it would return invalid when it was valid?
no,
Have you tried to independently make that determination, like dispatch would have made, I mean, we can agree that was a mistake, right? It's valid registration.
Yes, I mean, it was either a mistake in the system or human mistake.
It would be speculation for you to try to offer an explanation of why there was a mistake.
I couldn't say why exactly.
But we can agree it was a mistake and actually wasn't valid registration, is that right?
Yes,
But after you initiated the stop, that was predicated on the invalid registration that was actually incorrect, you detected what you believe to be the odor of marijuana, and that forms the sole basis of the probable cause to search the vehicle, is that right? It's the odor of marijuana?
yes,
No other independent reason, any other reasons, any other factors that would contribute to the probable cause determination to search the vehicle other than the odor of marijuana?
no,
You conducted a probable cause search of the vehicle based upon the odor of marijuana. That's where you found the backpack. Is that right?
yes,
At the time you conducted the search and you found the backpack, the defendant, Mr. Phillips, had been asked to step out of the vehicle. Is that right?
yes,
You directed him to stand in a particular place. Is that right?
yes,
He was not free to go. Is that right?
no,
Had to stay there, couldn't walk off. He was confined to a particular area. Is that correct?
yes,
Was not handcuffed. Is that right?
yes,
And you conducted a limited pat down search of his person, correct? And once you located the black backpack, you opened the black backpack, discovered what you believe to be bottles of promethazine. That's when you questioned Mr. Phillips about whose it belonged to. Is that right? Whether he would take responsibility for it.
after I
Correct?
finished the search. Yes.
Sir?
After I finished the search,
After you found the promethazine, correct?
yes,
At the time you asked him that question, again, he was not under arrest, is that correct?
yes, that's correct.
But you had developed further probable cause that there was criminal activity afoot by finding what you believe to be contraband, is that right?
Yes,
In other words, there was an additional factor at work now. Once you found the promethazine, then when you first asked Mr. Phillips to exit the vehicle, there's an additional factor for your probable cause, the promethazine itself, right?
yes,
And that was before you began questioning, is that right?
yes,
And at the time you asked him the question again, he wasn't free to leave, correct? Had you already made a determination to arrest him?
to
There's
arrest.
two questions, let me break that up. At the time you questioned him, was it your intent to arrest him for the promethazine?
I knew an arrest would be made. I was still determined
Which one?
who would have the, you know,
Or both,
control
correct?
of it or both.
What was the talk on there about getting out of the trunk? You wanted to search the trunk, was that the issue?
I wanted to get in the trunk, but it was inoperable. The lid didn't work.
So did you impound the vehicle and conduct a search of the trunk, or do you know?
No, I was able to get through the back seat and see that there it appeared to be not usable, not used at all.
Nothing relevant to this case was in the trunk, that part of the search, was anything found in the trunk?
No.
That's what.
Anything else, Mr. Nichols?
No, Your Honor, this witness had asked if he'd be allowed to return to duty.
Any
Yes, sir.
objection? Thank you, deputy. You're free to go. Mr.
May I call
Nichols?
for Rachel Lopez, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Lopez? Good afternoon, ma'am. Do you swear from the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you, ma'am. You can have a seat. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Lopez, how are you employed?
I work with the Adult Probation Department here in Jefferson County.
And how long have you done that?
I have been a probation officer for 6 years.
As part of your duties, do you supervise Roderick Phillips?
Yes.
And how long have you supervised Roderick Phillips?
He started probation on September 9th of 24.
And were you supervising him at the time of his arrest, July 4th, 2025?
Yes.
Did he report that arrest to you?
Not immediately. I actually found out about the arrest through flash notice.
Um, was he ordered to do community service as part of his probation?
Yes.
And how many hours should he have completed at the time of the administrative hearing?
At the time of his administrative hearing, he had completed 50. He has a total of 300.
Was he on track where he should be at the time?
I mean, that's pretty standard. People tend to work them as they go. Now there's a part of their condition that states that if they complete half of it within the first year, the other half can be waived. So we do try to help people get at least half of their hours done. But, certain circumstances, if they have families or jobs, they work them as they go.
As part of his probation, is he required to follow a curfew and be at home between certain times?
Yes.
If he was driving on Highway 69 at approximately 12:44 in the morning, would that have been a violation of his curfew?
Yes, that's outside of his
Not
curfew.
at his home.
Correct.
Are you familiar with Xavier Kane?
No.
Okay. Another question? I'll pass the witness.
Thank you. Any questions?
Briefly, how have you supervised?
I've been his officer since September of 2024.
So wow, are you familiar with him?
Yes.
He reported like he's supposed to, just generally speaking,
Yes.
maintain proper demeanor and conduct with you at all times.
Yes.
Now, would you have any objections to being supervising? Should the court see fit to continue supervision?
I would not have objections. However, I do feel like there should be some progressive sanctions.
Then what's your recommendation?
When I spoke with Mr. Phillips, he indicated that he feels like he has a substance use problem. And so because of that, I would recommend some form of substance abuse treatment, and then
Such as?
aftercare.
Such as?
My recommendation was, depending upon pending charges, either ISF, substance abuse track with JCDI as aftercare, or Safe P if it's warranted.
It is, you're sure you're not recommending revocation?
Not at this time.
That's what.
I've no other questions from Ms. Lopez.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can step down.
And at this time, it's any rest of us there. Thank you, Rich.
Yeah, I really don't have, other than if the court wishes to direct questions, the probation.
No, I guess my issue, okay, so based on the testimony first, with regard to counts 1, 2, 5, and 6, I am going to find sufficient evidence to find count 1 true. Count 2, I don't know that there was really evidence that there was a knowledge of, I mean, I would probably assume, but I'm not going to make a decision based on assuming that Mr. Phillips knew that Mr. Kane was also on probation. So I'm not going to find count 2 true, however, because there really wasn't testimony with regard to that. So count 2 will be not true. Count 5, I'm going to find I'm going to kind of take part of count 5 away. There has not been evidence that the marijuana was tested, and that there was for sure marijuana or THC. I think obviously it appears that there was probably a large amount, but it hasn't been tested. So with regard to count 5, I'm going to find it true that he possessed promethazine, but then only take into account the promethazine with regard to I'm not going to find it true. I mean, obviously there's something else going on. And then so count 6, I'm going to find true. He did admit to the sheriff officer and deputy that night that he had used THC that earlier that evening. So I guess y'all I'm looking back at the original PSI and I'll let you guys argue, but I appreciate the position of Ms. Lopez and her willingness to work with this defendant, I'm not real sure that's where I am, so I'll allow you to make argument, Mr. Kimler.
Your Honor, if I mean, I could elicit testimony from Mr. Phillips, but I'll proffer to the court that he is indicating his willingness to engage in whatever rehabilitative programs the court would deem appropriate, including safety. And I think that he would, it would benefit himself if he did avail himself of that opportunity should the court extend it to him in lieu of revocation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nichols.
Judge, I'm quite the opposite here. I don't think it's a drug problem. I think it's a drug dealing problem. He's pulled over with baggies, with scales, with baggies that are labeled as being marijuana at the very least. More importantly, with commercial bottles of promethazine. These aren't prescription bottles. These are not, this is not what you get from the pharmacy. This is what the pharmacy gets from the factory. And he was obviously with another individual in the car who had his own scales, own amount of cash. And so it's obviously there's drug dealing going on, and drug use or drug addiction is not his issue. Combined with his criminal history, it makes me regret giving probation in the first place. I'm sure I had reason at the time. I can't imagine why. So at this point, Your Honor, I'm asking for revocation and a full enforcement of the 10 years that he originally agreed to.
Well, I guess I would.
Thank you, Mr. Kimler. Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Mr. Kimler.
Really, I would offer, Your Honor, I'm not offering this flippantly, but I mean, there does seem to be some progress because he didn't have a firearm. Neither one of them had a firearm, and that's what he's on probation for. Perhaps he has learned something from being on probation since there are no firearms involved.
Okay. So, Mr. Phillips, y'all stand up. So, when I look back at the original PSI, I tend to agree with Mr. Nichols. The fact that you got probation in the first place was a huge gift. You've already been on probation for robbery and theft of a firearm. Those were both revoked in 2016. And then here we are a few years after, while you're on probation for possessing a firearm as a felon, you're out at 1 o'clock in the morning with someone else on probation with exactly what Mr. Nichols said. This isn't a drug problem. If you have a drug problem, you've got your drugs that you're using. You don't have scales. You don't have baggies labeled with what's in them. You don't have a big bag of something else that you're probably ready to bag up and just haven't yet. You don't have bottles like this of promethazine. You're a drug dealer, and you were dealing drugs while you were on probation for possessing a firearm while you're a felon. So you obviously haven't learned your lesson. If there was a drug problem, you have had all kinds of opportunities. It sounds like you and Ms. Lopez had a good relationship. If there were any issues, you could have talked to her about that. But just using means you're going to test positive. You're going to have some other issues. You're not going to have what y'all had in this car that night. And so based on that, again, I'm finding counts 1, 2, 5, and 6 true. You already entered your pleas of true to counts 3, 4, 7, and 8. Find those true.
I'm sorry.
Did I say that wrong?
You originally said you were finding count not
2. I'm sorry. You're correct. Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Finding counts 1, 5, and 6 true. Going to find sufficient evidence at this time to revoke your probation. I'm going to revoke it and reassess your punishment to a term of 8 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm going to hand you, and you need to sign this, and you'll get a copy of it, the trial court certification that shows this was not an agreement. So you do have some limited rights to appeal. You can talk to Mr. Kimler about that. I'm also handing you a written admonishment. Actually, I don't really need to do that. In September of 24, you can give it to them. I already went over that you're obviously not allowed to have a firearm. Mr. Phillips, do that in a second. I've handed you that written admonishment regarding your NL. Mr. Kimler,
I'm sorry.
I just said for him to wait. I'm talking. Okay. I'm talking. Just, he'll get it. You're going to get that copy The written admonishments, you already got that back in 2024 when I put you on probation. Obviously, you know you're not eligible under Texas to possess a firearm. If you have any other questions about that, you can talk to Mr. Kimler. That copy's for you. You need to sign the other, and he'll give you a copy of that. And then we'll be adjourned, Mr. Kimler. You can, I'll let them know you're on your way next door.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So 2 was never admitted. No, I have 3, 4, 5, and 1 were admitted.
That's correct, Judge.
Yeah. Okay, all right. We'll get back then. Yeah, make sure you get 2 back. Thank you. Did you get his copy?
I gave it to me.
Thank you. Y'all are excused.
Where facts meet emotion, justice finds its voice. To witness more real courtroom moments, subscribe to Law Nexus.